You feel me? Like my piece of happiness ain't worth this BS because I don't need to look for love in you because I know how to give it to myself. Okay? So I think Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jadyn and I make beauty, fashion, and lifestyle content. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe, and if you're returning, hey sis! So in this video, you're gonna watch me get ready for my solo date. That's right, your girl's going out to eat by herself tonight. This video is about being single, how to love yourself, love languages. Girl, we get into some tea, okay? And what better way to love yourself than to treat yourself, okay? Thank you so much for Ana Luisa for sponsoring this video. Shout out to my first sponsor. Let's get into these pieces. My jewelry in today's video is from Ana Luisa, which is a sustainable jewelry company. This isn't the type of jewelry that you have to take off when you about to get in the shower, okay? Let's get into these pieces. Like, I can't. This is my favorite. This is so fire. These pieces are a perfect way to add luxe to any look. Ana Luisa is giving the girls high quality jewelry at an affordable price, okay? You know we love a baddie on a budget. These sustainable jewelry pieces start off at $39, and you can use my code Jadyn10 for even more money off. They have bracelets, necklaces, earrings, rings, whatever you need, they got you covered. When I first opened the box, I knew it was a vibe. Let's get into this packaging. It's 100% recyclable, it's carbon neutral, Ana Luisa cares about the environment. These are jewelry pieces that you won't find anywhere else. The designs are unique. They make you look and feel like you're that girl. These pieces scream empowerment, luxe, chic. Whatever look you're going for, they got it for you. Thank you, Ana Luisa, for sponsoring this video and sending me these beautiful jewelry pieces. Hey sis. So we're gonna get straight into this look. We are going to start with the eyebrows. This is my first time doing a tutorial, like a get ready with me, like in depth, do my makeup, so I'm a little nervous, but we're gonna be talking about some juicy topics about love, self-love, practicing love, all that. Like, yeah, so let's get into this tea. I'm gonna start by doing my brows. I am using the e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil. This is a great dupe for the Anastasia, like Perfect Brow. I can't think of the name, but it's a dupe for that, and I love this. Also, if you see me looking this way, I'm looking at my mirror so that, you know, we can have his face looking right. So the first topic that I want to discuss is, I got it written down, is self-love. So what is self-love? Well, to me, I believe that self-love is like the practice of showing yourself love, and the type of love that you want to receive. And I think that that ties in with like love languages. We'll get into that as well. I just think that being a young woman, even if you're not young, even if you're an older woman, a teenager, I think it's so important to understand what self-love is, how self-love looks for you, and you know, and how to work with yourself and love yourself, basically. I feel like for myself that it wasn't something that I struggled with until I became single. And if you guys don't know, well, you guys don't know because I've never talked about it, that I had a boyfriend. Well, I have a boyfriend now. We're back together. We had a little break, but we had broken up for a couple months. And during those months of not being together, it's like my first time me realizing, like, dang, I've never been alone. I've never been by myself. And so I had a boyfriend in high school, and my first boyfriend in high school, we started dating like my sophomore year, and we dated for like 2 years or whatever. Then I got a second boyfriend after him, and then we dated like my junior year of high school. So maybe that first boyfriend was like a year. Second year, we dated like my junior year of high school until like my sophomore year of college. Like, that's how long we dated. And then I think I was single for like a year and a half or 2 years. But even when I was single, I wasn't really like single. I still was like exclusively dating, only talking to one person, like giving one person my all basically. So I think that I never had like the opportunity to know what I like or like what I don't like, because or like the opportunity to like date, I guess is what I'm trying to say, like to date and to mingle and put myself out there and know like my likes and dislikes of guys and what I was looking for. And so I don't know, like, so for this past little winter season, we were on a break and I was like, you know, going on dates, nothing major, like just going on dates, talking to people or whatever. And I realized like how much I was doubting myself, I guess, and like not showing myself love and looking for validation and love in other people and in other forms. So whether that be in drinking, whether that be in fulfilling my needs with like having people leave my space, just thinking that I always need to be around people, like it was just a lot. It was just a crazy mess. And so I really had to put into perspective, like, okay, you know, and write down and to ask myself, like, what is love? What does love look like to you? You know, where do you find love? How can you get this? The biggest thing to get out of it is how can I give it to myself? So about self-love. So this is all I'm doing for my brows, by the way. Like this is all it's getting. This is all I'm gonna give. The reason why I think it's so important to understand how to show your self-love and how it comes different ways is to be able to identify and assess your love languages. And I know we talk about love languages and it's like love language, like we're young, but no, people really need to understand what their love languages are. And knowing, especially when you have a partner and you're trying to fulfill those love languages, you need to understand, how do you want to be loved? Because I feel like that everybody can show love, but if it's not the type of love that you're looking for, then you know it ain't really love for real. So that could be, there's many different type of love languages. It could be like words of affirmation, it could be reassurance, gifts, physical touch, quality time. There's so many love languages. I'm going in with the e.l.f. primer. Over the course of me being single for the past couple months, I had to, you know, ask myself, well, what are you looking for? Like, what do you think? What characteristics, or like, how do you want to be loved? And I think that my biggest flaw was that I was looking for how to be loved in other people, but really in hindsight it's like, how can I help others when I can't even help myself? I felt like, how can I expect someone to show me this love and I can't even identify the type of love that I want? And not only that, I don't even know how to give myself this type of love. So how can I expect that from somebody else? How do you have an expectation of someone when you don't even know how to fulfill it for your own self? Okay, like that's tea. I'm going in with the Maybelline Fit Me foundation. This is in the color 330. I usually don't even wear a foundation. I actually rarely wear a foundation. I'm more like a concealer girl, and that's it. So I'm gonna take a little bit. So back to love languages. I believe that my love languages are reassurance, like kind words, knowing that I'm loved, and just like being able to hear it. I love the words, I love you, I love you. I love those words. I think that quality time is one, but it's not a, no, I will say quality time is one. Quality time is one. So love languages, quality time. I like gifts. I like gifts. I'm a gift girl. If you love me, I want you to go buy it. No, but and also, you know, I'm reciprocating the same energy when I you know, in relationships and dealing with people and stuff. But I just think that, yeah, my top three are gifts, quality time, and like love language, like languages of love, reassurance. Basically it's reassurance. So I had assessed like what I was looking for in love and what my love languages are, and I'm like, okay, I can't expect a man to give me reassurance, quality time, and gifts, and I can't even do that for myself. It's like I had to put in like perspective, you know, in reality, that you can only expect what you can give. You know what I mean? You can't expect no man to be icing you out, automate forget you. You feel me? Put you in designer things and you broke. That don't make sense. You expect a man to do A, B, and C and you ain't got no money, sis. Like it don't work like that. And so over those courses of the months or whatever, I was just finding myself and seeing what I like about myself, characteristics that I don't like about myself, and you know, how can I better myself. I'm taking the e.l.f. 16-hour Camo Concealer. This is in the color Tan Latte. I'm really concealing. This isn't really my highlight shade. I'm just concealing. Girl, yeah, so I was like, okay, for example, my love language is I like being told that the person that I'm with loves me. You know, this is the e.l.f. Camo Concealer Sponge. I love this. I love this. So, you know, if my love language is reassurance, then, and I'm expecting for somebody to tell me that they love me, you know, I'm expecting good morning, beautiful, like, I hope you have a good day, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm expecting that. I need to give that to myself. So what I started doing was having, like, words of affirmation. And, you know, that can be taken as any way you want, you know, how deep you want to go. But it was just, you know, me waking up and say, like, you know, like, you are smart, like, not self-defamation, not putting myself down. Like, stop saying that I'm stupid, or stop saying that I can't do something, or, you know, just showing myself love and speaking kindness to myself. Because I feel like that a lot of the times that we are our biggest critics. I know that for a fact, we are our biggest critics. But it's like, you know, be kind to yourself. It's not a sin. You know, it's not hard to be kind. And sometimes it is, when you know that you're not supposed to be where you're supposed to be in life, or you know that, you know, you're not accomplishing the things you have set for yourself to do. It's hard to be nice. So I made sure that every morning when I woke up, like, I'm saying nice things to myself. And when I'm saying, and I'm talking to my friends, or I'm telling myself, like, you're stupid, I'm going back and like, no, you're not. I'm not stupid. You know, I just messed up. And I think that acknowledging those things and those small characteristics about yourself, you know, it takes 30 days to build a habit. So once you catch yourself doing it and you're stopped, eventually, like, you'll, you know, have that out of your routine. Now, I don't call myself stupid. You know, I don't tell myself I don't deserve this. I don't tell myself that, oh, you're not worth that, you're underqualified. I don't tell myself that, because, you feel me, I think that we have to realize that as women, you can be your biggest critic, but you also have to be your biggest fan. You know, like, don't let that go over your head. Like, cheer yourself on. If nobody else is gonna make you feel good about yourself or tell you you're doing a good job, tell yourself that. You know what I mean? And so one way that I like seeing the progress in that is that I was journaling. I was writing down things I was getting done. I was writing down goals, and I felt so accomplished. Like, okay, I just think that for me, it was more like a visual thing. Of course, I can tell myself, oh, you're beautiful, you look pretty today. But that wasn't enough. It was me being able to see the growth in myself by documenting and writing stuff down, and then going back a week from later, like, oh, I have 4 things on my to-do list or goals I have for myself, and I completed 3 out of the 4 last week. You know, good job. And we'll go on to the next thing, which my love language was for gifts. If I see myself doing a good job, it's like, boom, I'm gonna reward myself this week. And it doesn't have to be, you don't have to splurge. It, you know, it don't have to be no, you don't gotta buy yourself no Birkin bag. You don't gotta go and get a Louis bag of Chanel. But it was simple stuff like, okay, I don't eat out. I don't eat out a lot. I don't spend money on fast food. I just try not to. But it was, okay, I'm gonna reward myself. I'm gonna get Starbucks this week. I completed 3 goals last week. I'm gonna get 2 Starbucks this week. You know, I'm gonna put $10 on my gift card and go to Starbucks and reward myself. And it was just small things I was doing for myself that I was noticing, like, okay, if this is stuff that I like, you know what I mean? Making sure that I'm, you know, taking care of myself or whatever. I'm buying myself stuff that I like. Even if it was just, I'm gonna get a new lip liner from Walmart, or I'm gonna go to Walmart and buy a new sponge, a new loofah. It was just little simple stuff that was making myself happy. Next, I'm going in with the Hydrating Camo Concealer. I have 2 shades, medium peach and light sand. I think I'm gonna do medium peach, which is this one. Yeah. So, one thing that I noticed was, like, I like rewards. And I don't know if this is like the psychology background in me, you know, being in school and taking different courses, but it's like, when you reward behavior, you tend to complete that task more often. So if I'm telling myself, okay, boom, if I finish all 4 of my assignments by Wednesday, on Thursday, we getting Starbucks. Girl, you know what I was doing? Finishing them assignments by Wednesday so I can get Starbucks on Thursday. So it was just like implementing on myself, like, these like tricks to trick myself, or whatever, I guess is what you call it, or to train myself, like, when you do good things, you get good things in return. And that's what I was doing, and it was making myself happy. It was me having little goals and completing them and feeling like I was getting a step further in life. You know what I mean? I think that it's so important for us as girls, as women, to acknowledge the little things. You have big goals, but it's okay to have 4 little goals that get to that big goal. Don't forget, the big goal is what we want to reach, but don't forget the little steps you have to take to get there. And don't, you know, discredit yourself for completing the small things because the big thing isn't done yet. You know what I mean? Okay, so my camera started overheating, and I just went ahead and blended out that concealer a little bit. Just so this video won't be 30 minutes long of me doing my makeup. But I feel like that I was just talking all over the place, so I want to get back on topic. But basically, the moral of that, of what I was saying about love languages, is that it is so important to show yourself self-love and understand how you want to be loved, so then you can communicate to your partner or whoever you're dealing with or dating, you know, what to expect out of love. You know, I think that it's, like I said, it's one thing to want to be loved when you don't know the proper love you're looking for. It's hard to have an expectation of somebody when you can't even explain to them, you know, what your expectations are. So, and then on top of that, women, it is okay to have an expectation. It's okay to have an expectation. If you feel like that a guy or whoever you're dating isn't fulfilling the needs that you want, or, you know, not meeting the criteria, girl, bye. Tell him bye. So we'll talk about dating. Let's get into that. So what is it like being single? So I was single for a couple months, and this is my first time being single in my early adult life. So this is like my first time really going on dates, you know, getting cute and not having you know, real dates. We ain't going to the movie theaters with my friends. It's a group of us. No, we're sitting down at dinner. You know, it's stuff, you know, we're really going on dates for real. No, this is a Black Radiance loose setting powder. And pause before we get into this topic of what it's like dating and being single. I want to let you girlies know, if you're setting your face and you're using a brush with your powder, use a sponge they give you. The sponges that come with your powders and stuff, use those, because I'm telling you, the application of your makeup is going to be completely different. I have this shade, I think it's the shade Light, like a yellowy white color. So I'm just gonna set this underneath my eyes, and I'm pressing it in like this. So what is it like being single? So in my experience, you know, my little couple months of, you know, being out in the streets or whatever, it was okay. But I'm like, is this the hype? That's really what I was thinking the whole time. Like, is this what the hype is about? Like, okay, I like being able to pick and choose, you know, when I wanted to talk to people. I wasn't obligated to spend time with anybody. I didn't have to, like, have any, like, responsibilities as a girlfriend. I feel like that even with, you know, partners, you have different responsibilities, whether it be to check up on them, to talk to them, to, you know, show them quality time, to give them affection. I wasn't obligated to do any of that. So I really was like, you know, out here having my way. Really, that's what we're gonna say. I was out there having my way. But one thing that I did get out of it is that, which was very valuable to me, and I think that has helped with getting back into my relationship, is that it put in perspective of, like, what I like and what I don't like. Or you really don't know what's missing until you don't have it. You know what I mean? So it was different qualities that I was looking for, and, you know, all the time I was comparing it back, you know, to my man, like, and it was stuff that was happening. I'm like, man, my man would never. He would never. Yeah, I don't know who's raising these men. I don't know who's doing it. I did not have a clue who was doing it, who was raising these men. I have no clue. It just wasn't given. It wasn't given. But there also was pros. Like, because I feel like with dating, there definitely has to be a talk about boundaries. And I feel like that when you're in a relationship, you don't really talk about boundaries. I mean, you do, but but you guys are so comfortable, and then with time, those boundaries start to fade. You know, you gain comfortability with the person, and it's like, oh, well, you know, they just do that, and I've been used to it for this X amount of time, so it really doesn't matter anymore. But really, like, that's not okay. So what I will say, that was very beneficial with me on the dating scene, is that I took in qualities of myself, and, you know, getting feedback, because I think that when you're comfortable with somebody, you tend to, like, put up with stuff. And so when I was talking and, you know, mingling with other guys or whatever, they were telling me things they didn't like about me that I knew that was something that my boyfriend had got on me before, but, you know, we got past it. But it was like, dang, like, okay, he ain't just, you know, talking on his neck. I really do that. So it was just things that I wanted to learn about myself, that I got the opportunity to, and I feel like that I wouldn't have gotten it without the break that me and my boyfriend had. This was out here. I was ready to come back home, y'all. Like, it was crazy. I really was ready to come back home. I'm like, this ain't worth the hype. This ain't going in with my Fit Me Maybelline. This is my contour shade. This is in the color 360. It's called Mocha Maca. And I'm using this Morph angle brush. You can use any angle brush. Like this. I'm just gonna contour. So, how do I feel about couples breaking up and getting back together? I just feel like that it's normal because you're young. Now, am I gonna be grown and we gonna be 30 years old breaking up every 2 years and get back together? No, we ain't playing that game. We ain't doing that. But I feel like while I'm young and while we're both young, and you know, while we're all here young, that it's okay to, you know, take a step back. I think in a lot of times, especially when tensions are high, you know, you guys aren't seeing eye to eye and it's really not getting anywhere, the relationship really isn't going anywhere, that it's okay to take a step back and be like, okay, you know, me and you, we need a little time apart. We need a little time to breathe, to, you know, recuperate and get ourselves back together before, you know, rekindling again. And I think that the break that me and my boyfriend had was very, very much needed. And when we got back together, which was for my birthday, we got back together. You know, he called me, and I picked up on that first ring because I was waiting on it. But it felt like a new relationship, and it still does. And even we just talked about today, like, you know, it's been like 4 weeks since we started talking again, and we haven't argued. We haven't argued because we have put in, you know, consideration of what was needed to be established in a relationship, whether that was more open communication, whether that was being more understanding of each other, having better listening skills. It was things that we talked about that we knew that this is the reason why we separated, and we worked on these things. We grew as individuals, and I feel like the biggest thing to build a foundation so that you guys can both grow as individuals, two individuals, as, you know, mature individuals growing and learning each other, and then come together and build like a beautiful foundation and build a beautiful relationship, basically. I think that was one thing that we didn't do in the beginning. The first time we dated, we didn't have a strong foundation. We really didn't know like what we wanted. We didn't know what we wanted out of each other, basically. So having those boundaries and being able to talk about things and understand, like, okay, I don't like when you do this. I don't like when you do that. Let's fix this. Like, okay, well, how can I make this better for you? Maturity is a big thing. If you can't be mature and talk about things, I don't need you around, sir. So I went ahead and brushed off the powder that I had because my camera was overheating and had to turn it off for a little second. And I'm looking casket ready, okay? But I'm telling you, it's gonna come together. So I'm gonna contour my nose. I'm using the same bronzer contour shade that I had earlier, and I'm using this dense brush. It's from Morph. Most of my brushes are from Morph, however you say it. I'm just tapping out the excess, and I am going to go down the sides of my nose very lightly because I don't want to look like no Michael Jackson, okay? But I want to be able to show that I have a nose. It's there. I think that makeup is an illusion. It's all about playing with lighting, highlight, and shadows to create the face or to enhance the face that you already have. With a fluffier brush, this is from Morph. This is how the brush looks. And I'm just going to blend that out. So let's talk about expectations and women having expectations of men. So I had to put it into real terms for myself is that you can't expect something out of someone that you cannot give yourself. If you can't give it, why you think that you're supposed to be receiving it? Okay, that's tea. Let's talk about it. So, for example, you want a man that's good on his health, that goes in the gym, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's good, he's family oriented, you know, all these characteristics. But girl, you ain't even touched the gym. You don't even know how to use a treadmill. Like, come on. Like, how that work? You want a man that's family oriented, and you hate your family. You don't even talk to your family. Y'all ain't even cool. Like, I just don't understand. So I think that it's okay to have expectations, but baby, make them expectations realistic. You can't say I need a man to have a nice car, and baby girl, you in a hoopty. I don't do eyeshadow, so I'm just going in with my bronzer shade and just giving my eyes a little dab, because I told y'all I'm thirsty putting that red lip, and I feel like that with a red lip, you really gotta beat your face. You really gotta beat your faces, because you're gonna look really washed out. Red is something that washes the girls out. So back to expectations. Like, you just can't have unrealistic expectations. Like, that doesn't make sense at all. At all. It's okay to have expectations. So for example, I feel like that as a woman, if you have a car, it's okay to want a man that has a car. You know, if you have your own spot, you have a house, you have an apartment, it's okay to not want a man that's living with his mama. When it becomes unrealistic is for you to expect something, like I said, you want a man, he got to be in a Benz, he got to have a Charger, he can't have no V6, and baby, you in a 1999 Honda Civic. That's called insanity, ma'am. That's called insanity. That's insanity. I'm patting my mouth because I'm about to do this lip. No, I'm not. Look at me, so thirsty, y'all. So thirsty. I feel like that I have more to say, but I feel like I really touched on a lot of stuff. The biggest thing, let's tie it back in to self-love. Oh, I'm using the e.l.f. Jessica bought me this. It is the e.l.f. Primer Infused Blush. And girl, I'm telling you, for my dark-skinned girls, fair skin, my melanated queens, this light color blush, don't be scared of it when I say it makes you look good. It makes you look good. Like, you don't gotta have them deep grandma blushes. Get you that Barbie pink. Put it on, okay? Can you see? You see it. You see it. A little bit on my nose. It's that Doja look. A little on my nose, a little bit on the forehead. Just to add some color. And then I'm gonna go back in with whatever is left on my contour brush, just to make sure that my face is still chiseled, okay? You don't get nothing else in this video. Love yourself. Be kind to yourself. Learn yourself. Learn yourself. That's the big one, is to learn yourself. Learn who you are. I ask myself, who is Jadyn? What do you like? What do you like to do? What makes you happy? Oh, the biggest thing I think is to understand what makes you happy, without saying hanging out with my friends, being with my family, seeing my dog. What makes you happy by yourself in your own space? That could be spending quality time. You like quality time? Get you a Netflix series. Get you a little Hulu series. Y'all like Euphoria? You feel me? Spend some time with yourself. Show yourself some self-care. Make you a shower routine. Go buy you some new skincare products, some new lotions. Learn what you like. You know what I'm saying? Like, learn what mixes with your oils. Learn yourself. Like, I just think that that's just always so important. And I think that as young women, and me being 22 and acknowledging this, I wish I knew this at 17. I wish I knew this at 19. You know what I'm saying? I wish I knew this before I dated anybody, and I saw I could have expectations of, and know, like, you feel me? Like, my piece of happiness ain't worth this BS, because I don't need to look for love in you, because I know how to give it to myself. Okay? So I think that it's just something that you have to learn. I'm using this highlighter, girl. I'm so ghetto. This is from, I think, Black Radiance, and it's a palette that I done broke up, but this is the only highlight I have. And I usually don't highlight, but I'm telling y'all, with that red lip, it's gonna wash your girl out, okay? And I hope that anybody watching this, if you're watching this and you're taking notes and you learn something, or just something that you have to, you know, incorporate into your routine, I hope that I helped you. And I hope that anybody that's going through things that I went through, or going through anything, that you understand that, like, you're worth it. You're worth it. You're worth your sanity. You're worth your peace. You're worth your happiness. And you don't need to look for that in other people, in other beings, in relationships, in friendships. You are everything you need. God has equipped you with what you need in life. And I think that it just takes time for that to develop and open up, and to know what you need. Because if you ain't looking for it, you ain't gonna ever see it. But I think that to really sit down and be real with yourself and write down stuff. For example, That big question, what makes you happy? What makes you happy? Let me focus. Let me focus doing this lip liner because, sis, you doing a red lip and a lip liner? So this is from Kiss. It's a luxury intense lip liner, and I use the shade Deep Red. And it's like a burgundy because I don't want to look like a clown. I'm already light. I don't want to look like no clown with this lipstick on. And shout out to my little sisters, Janaya and Genesis, for giving me these makeup bags for my birthday. They are so cute. I think they're from Target because I've seen the tag. But oh my god, I love these. Thank you to my sisters. And if you get the color on your brush, switch that brush or wipe it off, because the last thing you want to do is smear that red into your foundation, your powder, any of that, because I'm telling you, it's not going to come off. It's not going to come off. One thing that makes me happy is seeing progress in myself. Seeing progress in anything I do. Setting a goal and completing that goal, or working on something that I can see and track the growth and see the development of myself or whoever I'm working with or what the project is. I think that is what makes me happy. Knowing that I'm doing something and that it's working. That's what makes me happy. Knowing that I'm doing something and I'm putting my time and my energy into something and I'm getting a result. Because y'all know, to do something over and over again the exact same way and to expect different results is called insanity. Did y'all know that? So I'm going in with my Maybelline Fit Me. This is in the color 310, and I'm just going to use this to powder around my mouth to set that concealer that I just put on there. With a different lip liner, I'm using the NYX. This is my go-to basic brown lip liner. This is in the shade Downtown Beauty. And I'm just going to go over it to make that liner deeper, so it can be a contrast between the lip liner and the red lip. So this is how the liner is looking, and I'm going in with this oldie but goodie. This is a Kat Von D red lipstick that I got from Sephora years ago. Literally like 3 years ago, and I think I've worn it a couple times. It's like a liquid mattifying. If I could find a link to it, and all the products that I use in this video will be linked down below in the description box, so make sure you're checking that for everything I use in this video. So you see how bright this is? So I'm just going in the middle of my lips. And I'm going to go over the liner so that it doesn't look as non-blended. And I'm not rubbing like that. I'm blotting. Just like that. Get them corners, sis. Oh, I'm feeling this. I'm feeling this. I'm feeling this. And darken it up. It's giving. So let me set my face. I'm using the e.l.f. I think it's All Night Pro Finish Mist. I think it's dewy because I have super dry skin, so I like my face to be dewy. So I'm just spraying this. And we're almost done with the look. I'm just going to add some bottom eyeliner. I am using the Wet n Wild eyeliner. You can get this from Walmart. I think it's like $1. And they have these out around Halloween. I'm just gonna line my lower waterline. About halfway. Can you see the difference between this one and this one? I'm gonna do the other side. And then I'm going to do some bottom mascara, because you can't have top lashes without bottoms. Hello. Tonight I am wearing my Black Opium by YSL, and I am in love with this. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Ana Luisa, for sponsoring this video. Don't forget to check out these pieces. They'll be linked down below in the description box. And use my code Jadyn10 for money off on your order, okay? I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
that probably wouldn't change. So deep and I still falling.